Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a lovely day. This is an apartment renovation in San Myshuno. I've been into apartments like a lot lately. I find them to be really relaxing almost. And I don't know, I don't have to worry about exterior. I don't have to make decisions on where the windows go. It's just like you drop in, you figure out a layout, and then you make it work. And I don't know, I quite enjoy that. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but this is going to be a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom unit. And my storyline, as my voice cuts out, my storyline for this one is that it's a couple, you can imagine what they look like or who they are, that have twin teenage sons. And then they have fostered 2 child sims and a toddler. And I'm thinking that they're all siblings. Maybe they're distant relatives. Maybe they're just, just foster kids. They opened up their home to that. So I don't know. I like that idea. Now, you'll notice that the teenagers are in the smaller of the 3 bedrooms. I'm thinking in my head that the smaller bedroom was originally an office. And then once they opened their home up to foster, the teenagers thought, well, or said they volunteered that to take the smaller of the 2 rooms so that they could have more space. That's what I'm thinking. It could just be because there's only 2 of them and 3 of the other ones. But I like the way the bedrooms turned out, and of course we'll get to those in a moment. We started with the bathrooms because I wanted to get them out of the way. They are very cluttered is the word I'm going to use. Chaotic. There's a lot of things going on. So I did hang up bathrobes of multiple different colors, multiple different sizes. That's just to kind of show like a lot of people are using this space. I kind of went with like a bluish theme in this room, like a navy one. And that would be the kids' bathroom. So that one's in the hallway. It's also the guest bathroom, if they have people over or anything like that. And then this is the master bathroom. It's pretty similar. The only difference is the bathtub. Well, I mean, the fixtures are different, but the bathtub is one of those larger soaker ones. I imagine if you're in a master and you don't have a jetted tub, like, what are you doing? You're probably renting. That's probably what's happening. But yeah, I thought they deserved that little luxury. I don't like baths. I want to like baths. I really do. I can't relax in them. I don't feel comfortable ever. So it's one of those dreams that like I'm going to keep just thinking about and be very mournful that I can never be a part of that team bath club, because I'm just not. Can't do it. I can't do it. So then we jump into the kitchen. This is where we're really going to get started with the rest of the home. The bathrooms, I don't feel like the bathrooms help with the personality of the build. They're just functional spaces. Typically, I don't, I mean, I decorate them, but I don't see them as being part of the home. That sounds silly, maybe, I don't know, but that's just how I feel. So in the kitchen, I did use these Dream Home Decorator cabinets. I am torn. I really like some of them. There are a few color swatches, like the green I don't like in either version, but there are some of them I like this brown is a really nice brown. But the cabinets, they come with built-in clutter. They're just hard to make look dynamic and different and not look like you've, repeated the same thing 12 times. So I struggled with that just a little bit. Eventually we got there in the end. I'm adding a little bit of extra clutter to the open spaces just to kind of make it look a little bit more, not even dynamic, but unique to the family, as if they're actually living here and they're actually using this space. And then here, I decided I wanted a pass-through. Now, we don't have any hollow windows that could actually be used as a pass-through, which I wish we did. Like, that would be something easy for the Sims team to give us. It's probably just not come up on their radar, but you can achieve the same thing with the half wall. I did use some of the, detail up above, but where the wall height is so tall, it just looks weird. So I end up getting rid of that. You'll see me struggle with it in just a moment. I'm decorating this ledge pretty simply. It's well above the countertops and it's well above the couch in the back. So I felt comfortable placing a candle there because the couch is going to be on the opposite side of this wall. I also didn't feel the need to over clutter because I don't feel like that's going to be a spot where you're going to keep important things. Do you know what I mean? I then merged these two bins that we got with Dream Home Decorator into the yeah, the cabinets, or well, both the cabinets and the countertop. They look like, if you've ever seen them, I don't know what they're called, but they look like those little rolly bins that you would keep like potatoes and dry goods and stuff in. I don't know what they're actually called, but that's what they look like to me. So I imagine they're just hooked to the to the upper cabinet and they just hang there. So it's like dry, cool storage away from the ground to keep bugs and things away from, produce and things that don't belong in the refrigerator, or produce you just don't want to put in the refrigerator. So that's what that is. I don't know if I fully like it, but I kept it. So we'll see. I don't know. You don't know until you try. And then I create like a little coffee bar area, and this is pretty much wrapping up the kitchen. There's going to be a few more appliances. I don't overclutter the countertops. I didn't feel the need. I don't know. Even though this is like obviously a family oriented home, I don't feel like in this instance the kitchen is something that gets used a lot. I feel like it's a functional space. Like they're here, we're going to cook because we need to eat, but that's it. I feel like the rest of the life in this home happens here in the living area and then in the hallway, which is going to sound really weird, but you'll see what I mean when we get to it. So I really like this living room. I like how light and bright it is. It feels open even though it's closed off, so it still feels kind of intimate. It feels like a place where everyone can gather, everyone can watch a movie, maybe you're playing Mario Kart. Pretend, right? Any number of things could be happening. Maybe dad's watching sports and the kids are, doing arts and crafts at the coffee table, which we'll play soon. And I like these little touches of the backpack and the blocks and things like that, just to show there are children living in the home. That's something I do a lot. Not everyone does it. It's not everyone's style or to everyone's taste, but I think if you have certain members of your family, you're going to see them in every room. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have a baby, you're probably going to see baby items just about everywhere. So it just makes sense to me in The Sims to have that same sort of continuity. I then realized that my pieces weren't really centered with the way that I wanted them. They're not centered with a window, but that's okay. I wanted to make sure they were centered with the couch. So I just shuffle everything over just a little bit. And I add a chair because I am thinking that there are 7 Sims here. There are only 6 couch cushions. So, if you really did have a movie night with all of your Sims, they will at least be able to sit in the living room. The viewing angle might be awkward, but there we are. I then placed the round dining table. I'm really loving the round dining table lately. I don't really want to use the rectangular ones if I don't have to. I feel like they just look better in smaller spaces. And I did go back and forth on what chairs to use. I kind of wanted to match the curtains, but that red or orange, whatever color, whatever color that was, it didn't go. Even I could tell it just didn't look great. So I nixed that. I did use another set of these paintings. You may have noticed I also used them in the bathroom there. I like them. I don't know if I pieced them together the right way, but I know they're a set meant to go that way. And then we work on the entryway here. This is just a couple of bookshelves. They're not blocked. Well, the one on the end might be, but you should be able to access them. I didn't play test these just because there's other opportunities to access books in this home. So it's not like an end of the world situation. I then decide that this area needs to be closed off. It's just a little too big to leave open and it felt really overwhelming. So I throw in the archway from the new kit. What was it? Industrial loft kit that we got. And then I make a little play area. So this looks like a little pop-up play area, and that's basically what it is. So when they decided to foster and they had teenagers, obviously they don't have kids items. So they, I imagine they bought this little play tent, they threw some toys down and they were like, look, be comfortable. I don't know. So I also moved the desk out here in the hallway. I imagine this is the family computer, but the teenagers also have their own computer. I don't give the kids one just because I don't feel like that's realistic. I definitely didn't have one. I had to share. I don't know. I mean, I'm a millennial, so maybe it's different for the different generations, but we had a family computer and I did not get my own laptop or anything like that until my senior year of high school, going into college, like maybe my junior year. I don't know, but it was later in my teenagehood. I then give them a little pet because who doesn't love a good pet? And that little bulletin board because your pets will bring you back postcards, even though I think the ones that I used were the ones that you get for having a pen pal. Then we jump into the kids' room, and I decided to give the child some bunk beds. This room is big enough, really, I could have laid out 3 individual beds, but this just saved a little bit of space. I give them a dresser that they're sharing, which in The Sims it's fine. In real life, I'd probably not like that. And I'm just cluttering it up. I imagine that they were told, this is your home, decorate it. We can decorate it however you want to. We want you to be comfortable. We want you to be able to express who you are. So one is into science. I think the other one is probably a little bit more sporty, but he is also kind of into the STEM stuff. I don't think they're twins. I will say that. I think they're probably close in age, but they're not identical twins or anything like that, but the teenagers are. And then there's also a toddler that's going to be in this room. So I'm imagining everyone to be male, by the way. But of course, if you download this home, you could have anyone that you wanted living here. You could change some color swatches if you want it to be more feminine. Girls could also use this room. I don't think it's a particularly masculine room. So there's some wiggle room there. But I am imagining that they have all sons. And fostered sons at this point. So I'm just adding some decorations. I did go a little bit overboard, but I'm imagining that they probably got a little bit excited about being able to decorate and put things up and having a, permanent kind of place to live. So they went all out. I'm using that little chart there above the potty to be like a rewards chart. Like every time they go successfully, maybe they get a sticker. And at the end of that, they'll get a treat. That's on my brain because I've been talking about child development a lot lately with school and just stuff like that. I then placed this little shelf above the toddler bed, and I forgot that I put some Journey to Batu toys in the play area, so I kind of wanted to bring a few of those elements into their bedroom as well, because I'm thinking they're obsessed with Star Wars and stormtroopers and all of that stuff. So I wanted to bring some of that in here as well. And then we're just putting the finishing touches on the room. Like I said, this is chaos. It's very cluttered. There's a lot happening. It's kind of messy, but it's definitely personalized, and I really, really enjoyed putting together this room. And then we jump into the teenagers' room. I was initially going to go with this kind of green and orangey red color palette, not tone. And I didn't like it, so I ended up going for this sort of yellow and blue. I know the walls are still green. I do experiment with changing it, and I just don't like it. So I keep the green. I also really like this room. Surprise, surprise, I did it. So of course I like it, but I decided to use more of that industrial loft kit. I wanted them both to have workspace for a computer. I didn't want to use the standing desk like the slimmer ones that came with apartment living, like the one that I used apartment living. What is this, Sims 2? That came with city living. So I decided to use this kind of a table. I was going to do just a normal dining table. I felt like this fit the vibe a little bit more. And I'm thinking that these two are probably into computer sciences and things like that, maybe robotics. They're just into kind of technical, hands-on things like that. They could also technically go into the science career. It's not mutually exclusive. And then I give them a little TV with a gaming console of their own, just so that they can kind of get away, unplug, and kind of separate from the younger crew, because you have to remember they weren't raised with them, so that's probably a little bit of an overstimulation. It would be for me. It'd be a little bit of a culture shock. So they do have a space where they can come and separate and be on their own. I give them a frog. You'll notice there are quite a few pets. Some of them are not real or interactive, like the frog and the little firefly that's in the kids' room. But I just like including those. I feel like that's just a little sign of life. I don't know. There were always pets and things like that in my home, so maybe I'm channeling that a little bit. But that is pretty much it for the teens' room, and then we move into the parents' room, and this ends up being a really simple space. So I'm actually going to leave you guys here. As always, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below letting me know what you think. You can also subscribe if that's something that would spark joy for you. I will be posting the screenshots on Instagram if you want to head over there and check those out. I will see you on Wednesday, not Saturday, Wednesday with my next video. And in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week. Bye, guys.
I never felt tomorrow closing in this fast. Oh, I guess time's in a rush. Leaves are falling down, but at least they grow back, while I'm on a one-way track. Now I know what it means to grow old. Yeah, now I know the time I got, it is just enough to get by. Yeah, it is just enough to get by. Sometimes I understand I'm making all the wrong demands in life. It never pays in